Sabay-sabay natin alamin ang mga kaganapan na nangyayari sa ating bansa.
Yo, what's up mga kaibigan? This is I2K po again. Ngayon nandito ulit tayo sa channel ni Pinas Trending Now TV. Dito naman ulit tayo magbibigay ng komento at reaksyon. Kaya samahan nyo guys, let's go!
Kapapasok lang ng balita kung saan aeroplanong sinakyan ni Pangulong Bongbong Marcos Jr. nagkaabirya habang nasa himpapawid at may ilan po tayo mga kababayan na nagdiwang pa at natuwa sa nangyari. Pwede ba silang kasuhan? Nagkaabirya ang aeroplanong sinakyan ni Pangulong Bongbong Marcos Jr. na patungo sana sa South Cotabato. Sinabi ni Presidential Communications Office Secretary Giloy Garafel na nagkaroon ng technical issue ang aeroplano kung kaya bumalik na lamang ito sa Villamor Air Bay sa Pasay City para magpalit ng eroplano. Sa abiso ng Malacanang ay alas 9 ng umaga sana ang simula ng programa, ngunit alas 12 na ng tanghali nakapagsimula ang programa dahil sa aberya. Tiniyak din ni Garafel na maayos ang lagay ni Pangulong Bongbong Marcos Jr. bagamat at nahuli siya sa programa. Sa talumpati ni Pangulong Bongbong Marcos Jr. agad naman itong humingi ng paumanhin sa mga magsasaka na naghihintay na ilang oras, at ito naman ang iba nating mga kababayan na nagdiwang pa sa kanya sa nangyari at ayon pa sa kanila, sayang naman wala tuloy lamay. Ay kala ko bumagsak, sayang.
Mga siraulo itong mga to, no?
Sayang di pa nag-crash. OMG, sayang talaga. Sana safe yung mga piloto at yung eroplano. Sana pinatalon si Party Boy na walang parachute. Muntik nang maging good news, ha ha ha. Pero bagong lahat mga kabanat, kung hindi ka pa nakasubscribe sa channel na to,
Sa lahat ng hindi pa nakasubscribe mga kaibigan kay Pinas Trending Now TV, mag-subscribe na po tayo at huwag nyo rin pong kalimutan mag-subscribe dito sa aking channel.
huwag mo nang patagalin yan. Subscribe mo na yan at huwag mo rin kalimutan i-click ang notification bell para mas maging updated ka pa lalo sa lahat pa ng banat videos na i-upload namin. At yun nga mga kabanat, sobrang sama ng mga taong ito, mga kabanat. Ang tanong dito ay bakit naman kaya nila ito nasabi kay Pangulong Bongbong Marcos Jr.? Kagagawan kaya ito ng mga kalaban ni Pangulong Bongbong Marcos Jr. sa nagdaang eleksyon taong 2016? Masyado kasing mamamayagpag ang ating Pangulong Bongbong Marcos ngayon. Pwede kaya silang kasuhan o di kaya isumbong na lang kay Senator Raffy Tulfo para maturuan ng leksyon? Samantala ay di malabong hindi maulit ang istorya kung saan ay tiraydor ang mga Marcos sa sariling pamilya. Ayon sa nakalap nating impormasyon, bistado na ngayon si Beb Romualdez sa plano niyang pagbagsakin si Pangulong Bongbong Marcos Jr. gamit ang US. Ayon kay Professor Clarita Carlos, hindi porket pinsan ni Pangulong Bongbong Marcos Jr. si Beb Romualdez ay pwede na itong pangunahan ng pagdidesisyon ng Pangulo sa US. Matatandaan na si Philippine Ambassador ng mga US si Beb Romualdez ang biglang desisyon na dahil dapat dito ang mga refugees and Afghan. Ayon kay Professor Clarita Carlos, hindi pwedeng ipasa dito ang kalat ng mga Amerika dahil matapos nilang bitawan ang proteksyon sa Afghanistan ngayon ay basta-basta na lang nila itong iiwan. Sa mga hindi nakakaalam, may 20 taon na nakalipas mula ng palayasin ng Estados Unidos ang Russia sa Afghanistan kaya tuluyang nasakop ang kalabang taliba. Ikaw kabanat bilang Pilipino, payag ka bang dito manirahan ng higit sa 50,000 Afghanistan refugees sa bansa nating Pilipinas?
You're willing to answer some. Aside from the United States, there are existing similar SIV programs right now. We have one in Canada, the Special Immigration Measure. We have one in Germany, also applicable to the Afghans. The United Kingdom has the Afghan Relocations and Assistance Policy, or ARAP. Australia has a program known as the Afghan Locally Engaged Employees, or LEEE. Aside from the United States, were there requests coming from the other countries I mentioned a while ago?
Not to us, not that I know of.
But you're aware of the several programs I mentioned a while ago.
Yes, they pointed it out to us that there are programs of other countries similar to what they were requesting.
And if you're familiar with these programs, these are short-term, temporary programs that would entail the processing of Afghans displaced prior to their relocation, for instance, to Australia, United Kingdom, Germany, Canada. Am I correct?
Yes, that's correct, Senator.
So ang mangyayari po sa atin, temporary site controlled by the Philippines, as mentioned by Secretary Manalo, perhaps a site with proper security measures, and perhaps a site funded by the United States. Is the United Nations involved, Mr. Ambassador?
I'm not sure. Perhaps Secretary Manalo could. I don't think the United Nations is involved in this.
Madam Chair, the reason why I'm mentioning this is that as we speak, there are 29 to 33 Filipinos still in Kabul right now, working for various NGOs. We have, correct me if I'm wrong, Secretary Manalo, we have accepted a similar number of Syrian refugees. And during the past decades, we accepted several East Timor refugees. And if ako buhay, during the time of President Quezon, syempre po, libo-libo po yung Russian Jews. So that the question of distance probably is inapplicable right now. And during the time of President Marcos, we have the South Vietnamese being stationed temporarily in Palawan. So, Mr. Ambassador, kung sakali pong pumunta rito yung Afghans, ang kinakatakutan po kasi ng marami, parang nagkaroon ng stereotyping na, suicide bombers ito. Ito po ba mga edukado? Ito po ba mga kababaihan? Ito po ba binubuo ng pamilya na naiwan? Hindi po ito yung mga nakasabit sa aeroplano. Ito po yung naiwan doon dahil nagtrabaho sa mga embassies. Tama po ba?
Tama. Hindi, all of them, lahat sila nagtrabaho for the US government in one way or the other. At saka yung kanilang mga pamilya. Kaya it's anywhere between 50 to 60,000 that are still being processed for repatriation to the United
And you're
States.
perhaps aware, Mr. Ambassador, that we are a signatory to countless international agreements
Yes.
that should allow us to accept these Afghans
Yes.
in our soil. Tama po ba yan?
That's correct, Senator.
And are you aware of this? I hope my pronunciation is right. I haven't been to France yet, Madam Chair. Refoulement would mean the return of a refugee to his or her former state against his will, where he will be more threatened by, in this case, the Taliban. So, pag yung nakarating po sa atin, nagdili-dali tayo, pinabalik, marami ho tayong violation. Tama po ba yun, Ambassador?
Yan, hindi ko sigurado yan. Pero ang alam ko lang, the United States government has assured us that whoever that we will allow to come into the Philippines for processing, they will take care of them completely. In other words, if they are for some reason denied the SIV that the processing will take place, they will be immediately sent to another or a third country.
Thank you, Mr. Ambassador. One last point, Madam Chair. Secretary Manalo, correct me if I'm wrong. My data was prepared several weeks ago. More than 90,000 Afghans have been resettled across the United States over the past 20 months. More than 11,000 SIVs were issued to Afghans between October 2021 and September 2022, according to official figures. Tama po ba yan?
I cannot confirm, Mr. Senator.
Yes. Kung sakaling yung tama yung binabanggit niya na 50,000, 1,000, mapapasama tayo rito sa figures na to. Kung dito ipoprocess to. At the rate they're going, 11,000, halos isang taon, 90,000 na relocate. May posibilidad ba ho, Mr. Ambassador, na bumagal dahil nandito, natambak sa atin? Meron ba ho ganung posibilidad?
Well,
Kung nagustuhan na kayo sa tanong ko.
Hindi, nasa sa atin na yun, Senator, na kung ilan ang gusto natin. Pero ang request nila is anywhere between 1,000 to 1,500 per batch. Ipo-process nila, then they will go to the United States. Kung gusto natin less, pwede rin. Ang tinatanong na sa atin is exactly yung kanilang tinatanong or ini-request sa atin, what is it that we will be able to get back to them that we can accept? In other words, not all of these 30,000 or whatever it is they intend to process will come to the Philippines and then they will be here and they will wait for the processing. It will be by batches.
Definitely,
And
Mr.
it's
Ambassador.
completely up to us.
Mr. Ambassador, narami ho nakikinig kayo. Definitely, the Philippines will not be the final destination of these refugees.
Yes, that is absolutely.
Temporary lang po sila dito. Ang kinakatakutan ng marami, baka malahukan ng mga terrorist. Kaya kung na-elevate na sa Anti-Terrorism Council, etc., etc. Naniniwala po kayo, Mr. Ambassador, na ito pong pinag-uusapan natin ay pangamba na may posibilidad na hindi naman dapat mangyari kasi na-vet na po yun bago dalhin dito.
Correct. Yan ang tama, Senator. Kaya nga, lahat ng ating mga security agencies ay tinatanong ng BFA dahil they also will have to give their comments kung anong tingin nila. Pero yan ang sabi sa atin ng mga Amerikano na they will be vetted first, they will be double-checked before they come to the Philippines, and then again through processing.
Madam Chair, if I may be allowed to express my personal sentiment, I don't see anything wrong here. Sa tingin ko po, kung talagang na-vet ito, nagkaroon lang ng konting hype, stereotyping, bordering on discrimination, na siguro naman mabubuti tao yung iba. Yung mga FW po natin, nasa iba't ibang bansa, tinatanggap naman po yun. Kasasabi ko lang, merong 33 na Filipinos pa sa Kabul. So siguro kung masasala po ito, wala tayong gastos, nasa secured na lugar, nasa isang isla. I think, Madam Chair, we have abided and complied fully with all our international humanitarian commitments, including the possible erasure of what they term as, quote-unquote, human rights records of our country. Malinis na ho tayo dito. We're getting here with clean hands. Tinulungan po natin yung mga tao na wala namang mga
Okay.
kasalanan. Details will be laid down. But yun lang po yung sentiments ko, Madam Chair. But
Yes,
ang mali lang po dito siguro yung proseso, shrouded in non-transparency manner, not revealed to the country, not full explained. Siguro DFA ang dapat managot yan. Pero yung mga Afghans, wala po silang kasalanan. Salamat po, Madam Chair.
Maraming salamat, Senator Tolentino. Ngunit, ang ating tinatanong ngayon, kung bakit ipapadala ng Amerika ang kanilang mga dating empleyado sa ating bansa. Wala naman tayong kinalaman dito. Hindi ba nila tayo binigyan ng dahilan? What reason was given by the U.S. for making the aforementioned request, if any? Ambassador Romualdez, Secretary Manalo, and as mentioned by Senator Tolentino, are they in fact refugees? What is the understanding of the DOJ, the DFA, and the BI of the term refugee? Ambassador Romualdez has explicitly stated these are not refugees. They are former Afghan employees of the U.S. government. I need clarification po. Secretary Manalo, Ambassador Romualdez, please respond and lend us light here. Secretary Chodoro is shaking his head. Would you like to both in, please?
At yun na nga mga kabanat, gusto mo pa ba naman
At yun nga po mga kaibigan, dito po nagtatapos ang ating reaction video. Muli ako po si I2K ng Sundalo ng Dunggalo at 811. Maraming salamat sa patuloy na pagsuporta. Yeah, peace out.